Iran is an empire not in name, but in influence. Unlike the great Persian kings who ruled through armies and direct conquest, today's Iran operates through shadows, allies, and proxies. From the Achaemenid Empire to the modern Islamic Republic, Iran has mastered a strategy older than modern warfare itself, wielding power without presence. But why does Iran fight through proxies instead of direct war? The answer lies in philosophy. Proxy warfare is an ancient strategy, one designed to achieve power while avoiding direct confrontation. Sun Tzu in The Art of War states, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." For Iran, this strategy is not just about power, it is about survival. Iran has faced constant invasions and foreign interferences, from Alexander the Great, the Mongols, and the British and Americans in the 20th century. By the time Rome had solidified its dominance over the Mediterranean, a new Persian dynasty had risen in the east, the Parthians. Unlike their Achaemenid and later Sassanid counterparts, they were masters of decentralized power, ruling through a network of vassal kings, noble families, and allied tribes. This structure made them uniquely suited for a style of warfare that prioritized mobility, attrition, and most importantly, proxy conflicts. After the devastating Battle of Kari, where Crassus lost a superior Roman force to the Parthian general Surinnar, the Parthians adopted a strategy of indirect warfare. Rather than seeking direct conquest, they focused on supporting client kingdoms and border rulers, aiming to weaken Rome by fostering instability along its eastern frontier and backing rebellious factions for decades. That same year, Parthian forces, led by Prince Pacorus, launched a series of cross-border raids into Syria and Cilicia. These incursions weren't full-scale invasions, but rather probing tests, meant to expose weakness in Rome's defences and cultivate Arab and Armenian allies in the region. Cicero's letters, particularly his Epistle ad Attica and Epistule ad Familiares, document these maneuvers in detail. He describes how the Parthians established a staging ground at Taiba in Syria, then dividing their forces, with one contingent pushing into Cilicia whilst the main army advanced through Comanche. Cicero, despite his limited military experience, was forced to act. His letters reveal a mix of bravado and anxiety as he attempts to secure key mountain passes and rally Roman forces. He clashed briefly with a Parthian raiding party at Ephenaia, one of the few direct engagements between his forces and the Parthians. Meanwhile, Rome's Syrian governor, Cassius, led a counteroffensive that resulted in the wounding and eventual death of a Parthian general. Even after Cicero's tenure, Parthia continued to influence Roman affairs through political maneuvering and direct intervention. In 40 BCE, they backed a Roman rebel, Quintus, and helped him seize control of Asia Minor. Decades later, they played kingmaker in Armenia, installing and removing rulers at will, forcing Rome into endless border conflicts and drained its resources. With the Parthians setting the stage for indirect warfare, let's move forward and see how their successors, the Sassanid dynasty, elevated proxy conflict to an art form, this time against both Rome and the rising power of the Arabs. During the Byzantine and Sassanid wars of 602 to 628 CE, both empires strategically employed Arab client states to exert influence and control over key regions. The Sassanid Empire, allied with the Achaemenids, an Arab kingdom based in Al-Hira in present-day Iraq, served as a buffer state against the Byzantine incursions. The Achaemenids under King al-Mudir ibn al-Numan played a pivotal role in supporting Sassanid military campaigns, notably aiding in the defeat of the Byzantine general Belisarius at the Battle of Carinicium in 531 CE. Conversely, the Byzantine Empire cultivated alliances with the Sassanids, an Arab Christian tribe settled in the region of modern-day Syria and Jordan. The Sassanids, led by King al-Hira ibn Jabala, were instrumental in countering Persian influence by engaging in conflicts against the Achaemenids and other Sasanian-backed forces. This intricate network of alliances and proxy engagements underscored the broader geopolitical struggle between the Byzantines and the Sassanians, with the Achaemenids and the Sassanids serving as crucial intermediaries in the protracted conflict. But Persia's control was shattered in 651 CE with the Arab conquests. As Islam took power, Persia's strategy evolved. Instead of fighting for land, they began fighting for sectarian dominance. For centuries, Persia was ruled by foreign dynasties, but in 1501, the Safavids emerged, making Iran the center of Shia Islam. This created an existential rivalry with the Sunni Ottoman Empire to the west. Starting at the time of the Gunpowder Empires, the Safavids funded Shia rebel movements inside Ottoman territory, seeking to stir unrest. Starting in the early 1500s, the Safavid Empire began using sectarian unrest as a tool of statecraft. The Qizilbash, a Turkic Shia group who formed the backbone of the Safavid military, were encouraged by Shah Ismail to rebel in eastern Anatolia, then under Ottoman control, promoting Shia Islam and challenging the Ottoman Sunni orthodoxy. These groups sparked major unrest, most notably in 1511, led by the Qizilbash figure Shah Kulu, who claimed to be acting in Ismail's name. The uprising shocked the Ottoman state. Though it was brutally crushed, it alarmed Sultan Bayezid II and Selim I, and confirmed the growing threat of Safavid-sponsored subversion. In 1514, the Ottomans crushed the Safavids at the Battle of Chaldiran, seizing eastern Anatolia and Iraq for a while, neutralizing the Persian threat. The sectarian divide between Sunni and Shia became permanent, and still drives Iran's proxy conflicts today. After the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Iran refined its strategy of indirect influence, and the changing face of warfare with the use of drones allowed Iran to project power using proxies more efficiently and cost-effectively. This approach allowed Iran to challenge adversaries like the US and Israel all across the Middle East. In 1982, during Israel's invasion of Lebanon, Iran backed the newly formed Hezbollah, training and funding it through their Revolutionary Guard. Hezbollah became a key force against Israeli occupation and a major tool in Iran's regional strategy. Following the 2003 US invasion of Iraq, Iran supported Shia militias like the Badr Brigades. These groups not only fought the US, but also gained political power, cementing Iran's influence in post-Saddam Iraq. Iran's involvement in Afghanistan began in the 1980s, supporting Shia Mujahideen during the Soviet-Afghan War, such as Hezbollah Wadat. And after the 2001 fall of the Taliban, Iran continued to back Shia militias, like the Hazara militias, and with the 2021 US withdrawal, Iran has reasserted its presence. The Syrian civil war marked another turning point. Iran intervened to support Bashar al-Assad's regime, deploying advisors, weapons, and Shia militia from across the region, particularly Fatimiyun fighters from Afghanistan. And in Yemen, Iran began supporting the Houthi rebels in 2014 to counter Saudi influence, supplying drones and missiles. Amid rising US and Iran tensions, especially after Trump's 2018 exit from the nuclear deal and his maximum pressure campaign, fears of open conflict have once again returned. Yet, the real story lies in Iran's enduring reliance on proxies, a legacy of power projection rooted in its ancient past.